Mexican drug lord, head of the Sinaloa drug cartel, one of the most powerful people in the world according to Forbes magazine. A reward of $5 million was placed on his head, was arrested several times, but he managed to escape from custody. All this, Joaquin Archivaldo Guzman Loera, known as El Chapo, was born on April 4, 1957. Guzman Loera lived in a poor farming family in the rural area of Tuna. He had 2 sisters and 4 brothers. As a child, he sold oranges and sometimes went to school, where he received an education thanks to rare tutors, but eventually dropped out of school to work with his father. Officially, the father was a cattle breeder, but in fact he was engaged in growing opium. Opium is a potent drug obtained from the unripe pods of the sleeping pill poppy. When El Chapo was 15 years old, his father kicked him out of the house due to frequent conflicts, after which he lived for some time with his grandfather. After 5 years, El Chapo left his grandfather in search of a better life for himself. Using family connections, he was accepted into the gang of Hector Palma, who in turn worked for the Guadalajara cartel. El Chapo quickly earned a reputation as an ambitious and serious traitor. For delays in deliveries, he personally killed transporters on the spot. In the early 1980s, El Chapo was introduced to one of Mexico's largest drug lords, Felix Gallardo, and was appointed head of logistics operations. In 1989, El Chapo was arrested and imprisoned, and the Guadalajara cartel was divided by its leaders into 3 cartels, of which he owned one of the cartels. El Chapo's cartel controlled 60% of all drug trafficking in the United States. In 1993, El Chapo was arrested again and sentenced to 20 years in prison for murder and drug trafficking. After bribing prison workers, El Chapo managed to escape by hiding in a cart with dirty laundry. The United States has placed a bounty of $5 million on his head, and Mexico has put a bounty of 60 million pesos, equal to almost 4 million. On February 22, 2014, El Chapo was caught by Mexican authorities in his apartment without firing a shot, and on July 11, 2015, he escaped from prison again. Under his camera, at a depth of 20 meters, a tunnel 1.5 kilometers long was discovered. In December 2015, El Chapo threatened the ISIS leader with death for destroying a drug shipment. On January 8, 2016, Mexican law enforcement authorities recaptured El Chapo. The captured drug lord was returned under heavy security to the same prison from which he escaped 6 months ago. In the fall of 2016, doctors examined El Chapo and found out that the drug lord had short-term memory loss, spatial disorientation, and headaches. On January 19, 2017, Guzman was extradited to the United States. After extradition to the United States, a drug cartel war began in Mexico for control of the El Chapo cartel. Since the beginning of 2017, there have been 764 murders in the state of Sinaloa. On July 7, 2019, Judge Brian Cogan sentenced El Chapo to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole and forfeiture of property worth more than $12 billion.